Furnace diagnosis. I wake up to kind of a cool home, at least that's what my wife said, and I had to come home from lunch. This is a Tapan. This furnace is, I don't know, probably 10 years old. Last year I actually did replace the igniter, and I see it is flashing 4 times, and that's the status LED. When I looked up quick online, it said that that was possibly an igniter issue, so I'm going to power the unit off and then power it back on and watch and see what happens. The unit's back on, the status light is solid. Alright, there's this pre-blower to move air through the flame tube ductwork and everything. There's a name for it, I can't think of it. So then we should hear the solenoid click to turn on the gas. Actually, we should have a relay click here first, I think, for the igniter. Okay, I heard a relay click. I am not seeing the igniter glow at all. That probably is the issue. So it could be the igniter or it could be the board. Gas hasn't turned on yet. There's the gas valve. Blowing gas, but no ignition. So it turned off the gas valve. That little sensor did not get hot. Turned off the valve. So then it's going to shut the system down and presumably retry. So let's run a quick test and see if we're getting power at this connector when that does that. Okay, just turn the switch back on. I've got my meter set for AC voltage, and I've got the lines plugged in there. So if we see power, 120 volts AC, then we know power is going to the igniter. If we don't, then we have a problem with the board or a connection. Just gotta wait for that relay to click. There's the relay click. There's 120 volts. So the igniter is not working. So I'll just go ahead and turn off the power. And let's see if I can at least just get it to do a temporary light the old-fashioned way real quick here. So before I light it manually, I'm going to take the 2 screws out of this and pull this little igniter down so we can get a look at it. From Menards, I've got this simple little $5 screwdriver that happens to come with a couple Phillips, a straight blade, and then like some little standard nut drivers. This is perfect for a little at home if you need to have something to tear apart any of your appliances and kind of do very basic stuff. So I'm just going to go on here and I'm going to remove these screws, and then we're going to take a look at this bad chicken. Alright, so I got those screws out, and then this igniter is just going to come right down the bottom here, and then we can give it a visual inspection. You know, it doesn't look bad. I don't see any damage or any cracks in it. My last igniter had a crack in it, so it's possible that wherever it's shorted out could be somewhere underneath. And there's another test we can do with the meter, so we'll do that really quick. So what I've done here is I've set the meter to this little position on here. That's kind of got what kind of looks like a little Wi-Fi signal, if you will. And it has multiple different modes in which I can select, and I'm watching at the top of the screen here for what looks like that Wi-Fi signal. That just means it's audio, so that way when the terminals come together here, you get a squealing sound. So if this igniter is good, we should have continuity across the igniter. And we put these little tabs in here. Come on. Yeah, I got nothing. Yep, I've got nothing. So there's definitely a dead short somewhere here in the igniter. So let's see if we can light the furnace, at least let it run for a while and get the house back up to temperature. All right, so power's on. So we're gonna try to ignite this thing manually. So it's gonna do the blower. Then it'll do the relay, which isn't connected to anything. Question is, it might shut off right away if it's not plugged in. But I don't think so because it was shorted and it stayed running. But as soon as I hear this gas light, I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna light this thing. So I've got to have my hand up in here. Come on. No, I'm not getting anything here. Did the gas line not kick on? I thought it did. There we go. Now that I lit it with the lighter, the flame sensor right there sees the flame and is allowing the system to continue running. Now this is really a temporary situation. Once the house gets up to temperature and the furnace turns off, it will not be able to relight itself. It'll go right back into the fail-safe mode, flashing that light 4 times. So I got to get a replacement for this. Probably a good idea to have a spare on hand and a spare flame sensor. There's the main blower running now, pushing heat into the house. So with the lighter, I can at least get it running to get the house warm. But it's really only a temporary fix. So I just gotta go get one of these. Well, hopefully this helps someone. You know, it's this home furnace stuff is not really all that hard to repair, so it's just a matter of getting in there and looking at it and figuring it out. So hopefully it helps. And remember, keep your dick in a vise.